I've had the pleasure of investigating many locations across the United States, and today I want to share with you 5 locations that are some of my favorites and that you yourself can go and investigate and have a great time. My name is Charisse. I'm a paranormal investigator, author, spiritual guide, and tarot reader, and I love to share my spooky travels and ghost hunting tips and locations with you. So let's just dive right into it. In no particular order, we are starting with the first location is Indiana State Sanatorium. If you are familiar with me and my journeys and travels and investigations at all, you know that of course I had to have Indiana State Sanatorium on this list. It is my favorite location I've ever been to. It's the most haunted location I've ever been to. I've experienced the most activity at this location than I have at any other place ever. So much so that I was even in a documentary about investigating the Indiana State Sanatorium. The Indiana State Sanatorium is situated on 200 acres, and between all of the buildings that are on the property that you're able to investigate, it's around 120,000 square feet of haunted goodness. The history of this place is originally it was the tuberculosis hospital at the height of the tuberculosis issue here in the United States. And unfortunately, a lot of people did pass away while it was a tuberculosis hospital. That was a terrible disease. And until they found the cure for it, a lot of people unfortunately lost their lives. Now, the only building that is associated with the tuberculosis era is the administration building, and that's one of the ones that you can investigate. Eventually, the property was purchased and a 5-story building with lodging was built on the property, and that was to help take care of and house mental health patients. Eventually, as well, the nursing home was built there, and both the 5-story mental health building and the nursing home building are still there. The nursing home building closed in 2011, and they literally just left. So this building still has hospital beds, hospital gowns, and other things from when this was a functioning nursing home. This location has options for day rooms, so you can pay, I believe it's just $25, and for some, like 5 hours during the day, you can just go and explore these buildings and this property on your own, which I think is really cool. Not a lot of locations offer that, but this one does. They also have some public events, and then of course they have their private investigations. This location, I've experienced everything from seeing shadow figures, hearing footsteps and running, things banging, things moving, disembodied voices, so many EVPs. I always tell people when you go to this location, pretty much always have something recording. So whether that's your digital voice recorder or you're recording on your camera on your phone, always be recording because you will be shocked at the amount of EVPs that you get at this location. The second location I would like to talk about is the MCINTEER Villa. This location is a huge, gorgeous Victorian home, and it is decorated from top to bottom with beautiful antiques and other items. Stephanie, the owner, is amazing. She's probably my favorite location owner that I've ever met. She is just super funny. She's down to earth. She's a goofball, and she legitimately loves this location. You can tell that she puts her heart and soul into this. She cares about the home, the spirits. She cares about those that she brings into the home and just kind of makes sure that everybody has an excellent time while they are there. This location was one of the weirdest investigations I've ever been on ever. And I wrote about it in my book, The Witch's Guide to Haunted Objects, because there are several haunted objects within this home. We experienced activity with this haunted doll called Esmeralda. There was a lot of weird stuff going on with the mirrors. We had a weird scrying experience as well. But we heard EVPs, saw a shadow figure. One of the creepiest moments I've ever had was at this house, and I wrote about it in the book. So if you want to know what happened, you got to read the book. But this location, amazing, epic. And if you happen to be in the area, which, I mean, obviously, if you're at the house, you're in the area, right down the street is the infamous Sally House. So you could travel and stay at the MCINTEER Villa, and then the next night just go right down the street and investigate the Sally House as well. Third location is the Old Licking County Jail. This is in Newark, Ohio, and it is a beautiful jail. It sounds weird to say, but the outside is built in kind of that Gothic Romanesque style where it's almost like castle-like. So when you see it from the outside, you're like, whoa, that would have been not fun to see if you had to be staying there. But architecturally, it is very pretty. This jail was in operation from late 1880s all the way to 1987 is when it shut down. They put so much work into this place. Like right now, like all through winter, they've been replacing like the heating ducts and the electricity and things. Don't quote me on that, but they've been doing total overhaul on like important structural things that need to happen. So they really take care of this place. So the money from the investigations that you do to go there goes into repairing and maintaining this beautiful piece of history, albeit a sad and kind of tragic one as well, considering 3 sheriffs and 19 inmates passed away here. And this place is very, very haunted. And I feel like this is, promise I didn't pick these locations for just self-promotion, but myself and Lauren Hellickson are hosting an event at this location and the next one I'm talking about. This 2024 in November, we will be at the jail. So information for that can be found on my website and probably down in the description. But yeah, lots of activity, voices, footsteps, shadow figures, equipment going off, all the good stuff. Number 4 is BIHL Manor, and this one is also in Ohio. BIHL Manor is a little bit newer to the scene as far as locations that you are able to investigate. So if you have been around for a while and you're looking for maybe somewhere new to go, check out the BIHL Manor for sure. The BIHL Manor was built in the 1890s and was a single family home, and then it became a children's home down the road. And this was for children who maybe had some mental health stuff going on, and needed some extra special care. And unfortunately, they didn't necessarily always get that extra special care that they might have needed. After it was the children's home, it was temporarily a bed and breakfast before the current owner, before it kind of sat empty for a little bit, and then the current owner purchased it. And he didn't purchase it, his name's Carlo, he didn't purchase it to start out as like, let me open this up for investigations. He just was really drawn to the house, purchased it, started doing some kind of repairs and some maintenance on the house, and realized, okay, this place is haunted. And then he decided, you know what, I'm going to open it up for other investigators because why not? This place is super haunted. And like most of these locations, he utilizes the money from the investigations to help put back into the house to fix things that need to be fixed and maintain it. And like the Licking County Jail, like I said, myself and Lauren Hellickson are hosting an event at the BIHL Manor, August of 2024. So for information on that and how you can investigate with us, check the description or my website. And it might help if I mention the activity that happens at the BIHL Manor. So there are EVPs, there are apparitions people see of a woman, there are children's spirits there as well. There is a kind of a more aggressive spirit in the basement, but Carlo, and this is one of the reasons I like this location, he doesn't say, oh, this is a demon. It's just a spirit that he thinks is a child, actually, that is having a difficulty communicating. And so the child kind of lashes out because they don't know how else to get your attention and how else to like communicate effectively. So this is also a good note to remember that just because the spirit may be a little scary or intense doesn't necessarily mean that it's evil and it's a demon coming to take your soul. And finally, we have the Greene County Poor Farm, and this is in Pennsylvania. This is it's their historical society and museum, and you can also rent it out to investigate. And it is filled with so many antiques and pieces from different time periods. Each room kind of has its own theme. Like there's a medical room with all kinds of antique medical stuff. There is a room that they made to look kind of like a church almost. So there's a bunch of antique church items. There's another, I think it was like a school room. There's a barber room with antique barber chairs and equipment. And I could spend so much time in each room, and I actually did. I spent a lot of time at each room. I did film a documentary there. Unfortunately, I don't think that's ever going to see the light of day. So you'll just kind of have to trust me on the fact that this place is super haunted. We saw shadow figures. We heard disembodied voices, EVPs. It's an amazing location. Tons of history, tons of antique artifacts, and I cannot recommend it enough. So there you have it, 5 locations that you are able to rent out and investigate all on your own. Let me know if you've been to any of these locations or which one kind of piqued your interest. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know, because I would be more than happy to share more locations that you can investigate and other ones that I recommend and had a good time at. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.